Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another special Podapalooza episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. I am Melissa Deely, your host, and I am here with Patricia O'Brien. Welcome to the show, Patricia.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
I'm excited to have you here, and let me just introduce you to the audience. Patricia's unique body of work blends coaching, science, and mysticism with hands-on activities so that her clients and followers can achieve the life of their dreams. Her passions are nutrition, especially related to mental health, and art, both aesthetic and therapeutic. Patricia published Magic Food for Me, a children's picture book and song in 2011 to inspire better eating. Experience in real estate, energy, and travel supports her broad knowledge of business, health, relationships, and self-confidence. So I love all of that, Patricia. And of course, as an integrative health practitioner, nutrition is very near and dear to my heart, as is the therapeutic work of art in mental health and food in mental health. So I would love to dive into that. And how did you get into this in the first place?
So I was, as a child, parents did not know that I was as empathic as I am. And I've more recently heard the term Hyoka empath. I'm not sure exactly how much I'll camp onto that, but it's extremely empathic. And the design of that type of an empath is to absorb and be and become and feel and sense everything of the people that are around you. And there was a lot of drama in my family in my early years. I love my parents. I love my mom and dad, not necessarily their faults, just the dynamic that came forth with their family lines and all the situations that we had. And so as a highly empathic child, it interpreted to me as being very depressed. And in my mom's family line in the genetics, there was definitely depression, not bipolar, just depression, the heaviness, the sadness, and of an aunt or my grandmother, and so I dealt with that. And then when I sort of came up outside of that, I realized, oh, okay, so this sadness that I feel is not all really mine. And what could I do to help other people who are feeling other people's stuff? Because at some level we are all connected and some level of empathy. But for those who are really feeling the weight of those around them, I just want to raise awareness on this topic and this point and provide ideas and strategies. As I mentioned on my website, I give away those top 10 mental health hacks, which are ways to release the energy which is pent up and been settling into your physical vessel, if it does, so that you can feel better. You got to raise your vibration in order to free up energy to have higher level thinking, to solve the problems of today and do more fun and exciting things in the world. So that's why I have such a passion for the alternative therapies. I dealt with all those things as I just explained. And when my mom took me to speak to someone, it was never beneficial. I don't feel that it was because I didn't think it was going to be beneficial. It wasn't like me preemptively expecting that. It just was not beneficial. So talk therapy did not work for me. I had to find other ways to deal with and strategize. And eventually though it wasn't my first choice, I ended up getting a fine arts degree in to university, and so God had a plan, if you know, if I could say it in that way, that somehow I came back around to art as a way to deal with and overcome the anxieties that I was dealing with and the energies that I was absorbing. Even though I didn't understand it at the time, it was a way at that time to deal with it. And now that I have a better handle on it, I want to raise awareness about it, because people still think it's hocus pocus, you know, that's not real, and you can't really feel or know what I'm feeling. And it's not like I can tell you all the winning lottery numbers, unfortunately, but I can feel sometimes, depending on where I am in the conversation or the situation, almost everything the strategies of another person is thinking and feeling, and so that's a lot to handle. And whether you're empath or not, what is going on in the world today requires a huge amount of emotional stability in order to maintain your nervous system in the very tumultuous times we are living in, with regards to all of the important aspects of life, our educational system, our health, our financials, our politics, and all of those, the race, the culture, the generations, and all of the ways that we are trying to come together and coalesce, and being forever given reasons to find division. So that's what I'm hopefully here to do, is to shed some light on some ways to dissipate the energies which come into disconnection and bring us all into more cohesive state. Because that's where we're going, that's where we're heading, and I want to equip those who are interested in equipping themselves to enter that aspect of our existence in the most supported way possible to do so.
Well, I love all of that, and I can well imagine the load of you as a little girl, as that empath, and others not being aware, and you not understanding even the fact that you were an empath, and just wondering why you were feeling the way you were feeling, as you picked up on all those different energies and emotions, and that's a lot to carry. So kudos to you for navigating this journey to come out the other side and understand it, and then, you know, using what you've learned, which is why you went through it, so that you can help others, right? And so you came back to fine arts, and fine arts is what allows you to put your focus on the work that you're doing, I'm presuming, and in that process calm your nervous system and give you, you know, the space and the peace for you to be able to heal. And I'd love you to dive in more as to how you help others through this process. And can you help others over Zoom, or do you just help others one-to-one in person, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so I've done many group Zoom calls, certainly one-on-one instruction. Yes, that's ideal. I'm in Houston, Texas, but the biggest part of the process is informing people that there are communications being transmitted at all times, whether it's the food you're eating, or the friends you're interacting with, or the books you're reading, the entertainment you're watching, what you're looking at in your neighborhood. There's a lot of information that's being conveyed to us. So if you allow the outside world to do what it is and its agenda to fall upon you, then you're not going to end up necessarily in the direction that you want to go. So one of my biggest favorite topics, again, on personal sovereignty, is we all have choices to make, and outside forces or entities, what have you, whether it's government, what have you, can seem to be making demands or commands or directives on us. But if you take the time and the initiative and the mental focus to have that deliberate focus on, I will choose what I do, what my family does, where we spend our money, where we spend our time, where we put our energy and our focus, then you are changing, because patterns repeat themselves in the world. You are changing the trajectory of where we're going. in this place at this time. And every person who even has the intent to think about considering, I'm going to do something a little bit in this direction, even if most of their friends and family are going right like that, everybody's going right in line over there. If you feel called to go in this direction, please do. So that's my biggest takeaway to anybody who's listening to this is, whatever your path is, whatever your unique path is, first of all, if you feel called to share it, please, please do. Please do. You have no idea, by sharing what your vision is, how it might combine with another's visions out there. And sometimes that's how the universe works, God, as it were, can spark ideas, and they have to hit off each other in order to get the bigger picture. So please share it. But if you feel called to do something different in a very in a more simple manner of speaking, different than what everybody around you is doing, your family, your friends, your neighbors, please take that path. Please consider getting and receiving and looking for and receiving that assistance which is there for you, because it is. If you feel called to take a particular direction, even though it seems that you are not supported to do so, promise that around you is the support to do that. If only you will trust that it's there and take the steps forward to pursue that. And in so doing, like we were saying, that it's what you're bringing forth and contributing to the outcome overall that is unique and individual. And it's not like you're just, oh, we need 100 volunteers to show up here on Saturday to do this thing. For those of us that can relate to feeling that inner calling, there is a reason why you're being activated at this time to do what you're doing, to say what you're saying, to form the communities and the bonds that are being created, because it's the lifting up of everything at this time. And do you want to ride that wave? Please come and ride that wave of a rising energetic and frequency. And that's the biggest takeaway.
We need that more than ever now, as you say. This is the time that people are being activated, and we have so much turbulence in the world today because it takes that turbulence to drive the change. Right? If there's just status quo, there's no need to change.
Right.
So it's bringing forth that change. And so, yeah, do you work with children as well, or do you work with adults, or tell us a little bit more about the
I mean, I don't have children of my own, but I've been on a couple of interviews today. Have I talked about my book yet?
Not yet. I mentioned
my children's book.
Yes.
This is a 2011 Magic Food for Me. It gets kids to make the association between consuming fresh fruits and vegetables and having more happiness, vitality, and good behavior. The quality of what you put in, the quality of what you get out. So here's the main character. She's lighting up and all the happy faces in her system. And then the other guy, when he eats the junk food, it's dark and it's not a good thing. So that's the book, Magic Food for Me. That's for kids. I always love to talk about this book and this initiative because kids, for goodness sake, it's been 14 years ago now. This is the year 2025. It's been 14 years ago. So the kids who were young, 5-7 years old children when I was talking about this, they're adults now. And so I've always known that, even though I don't have children of my own, I do have 2 nieces and 5 nephews, and I understand the importance of feeding into and cultivating the beautiful, tilling the minds of the fertile minds of our young people when they are more malleable. It can always be redone later, but I feel such a calling to help young people when they are in that state. And so to get kids to realize at an involuntary way that many of the things that are being presented as food right now, this is not food. This is not even food.
It is not food.
It's not food. So fresh fruits and vegetables gives more happiness, vitality, and good behavior. And so that's my magic food for me. Passion. Also, my interest and passion in art, asktheartangel.com. You can reach me at Patricia at asktheartangel.com. And I will be happy to field any questions or inquiries on collaborations. We're here to lift the energy of the planet right now, to teach more people about ways to deal with the very unique situations, emotional and energetic aspects, which are part of our lives these days. And the political landscape is just wow, that's its own strange and interesting energy. So I am here to be a servant of that initiative, and am happy to be in that capacity. So that I thank you so much, Melissa, for having me today.
Well, it's absolutely my pleasure to have you on the show and have this conversation, because I know you're not alone in your story, your experience, and others who are in it still may hear this and realize, okay, now I get it. And the work that you do can help give them the tools they need to step into their power and
Yes.
be proud of being an empath and that ability, and also know how to protect yourself against the energies that you don't want to be taking on. So thank you for being willing to share your story and the vulnerability of your childhood, of going through that with parents who, didn't know, and therefore having that, that lack of understanding. And I think that happens far too often. So your story
Yes.
will make a difference to many.
Thank
I
you.
love to also ask Patricia, every guest that comes on this show, what does "don't wait for your wake up call" mean to you?
Well, it's a radical perspective to realize that there is never, and this is hard because I don't know who's hearing me right now, there's never really a situation where you are a victim without having agreed to be such.
Yeah, we
So
create.
if you feel that way, with great love and compassion, I send to you now the fortitude to take some time to yourself in silence, to allow that inner divine part of you to communicate with you however it does to you, because I can't put into words what it feels like to feel divinity calling to you. But it will, it really will. I mean, really, you'll know. Most of you do know, but if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, trust me, you will know. And I can't tell you. It's not because because I don't want to. It's because you have a unique conversation with divinity, with God, if you will, but I can't really contain it in a word. And it will let you know what it is that you need, and how you can get what you need, and how uniquely loved and cared for that you are. And the more that you realize that, just that little bit right there, as soon as that realization comes through, the more you can release the questions that you might have had remaining about that part of your life, to focus on the other expressions of source creator around you. So that's my biggest takeaway for you, or my gift, not gift, but parting words that says, I want to just support you in believing that you can and will um, realize and feel the essence of source creator in your world if you allow it to come through. It's not about a he or any type of a gender. It's an essence, it's a knowing, it's within you. And that is what I hope to convey to you and share with you today.
It's beautiful. I love that. Thank you. And I know you've already shared how people can get hold of you. I'm going to say it again, Patricia at theartangel.com.
Ask
And
ask at
yes,
askthearchangel.com.
Patricia ask at asktheartangel.com. And for those watching on YouTube, she's holding it up. And I will make sure that is in the show notes so people can find you. And thank you again for being here. It's been great to have this conversation. And thank you to my audience as well for tuning in each and every week, for caring about your health, for always wanting to learn, and being open to all the different healing modalities that are available to you on your health journey. Your unconscious mind is powerful. It's the other 90% of your mind. And yet, you're not even taught about it at school. What if you could access the other 90%? It would be like driving the highway in sixth gear instead of first gear. That's what you're doing when you only know the tools of the conscious mind, the 10%. You're going through life in first gear. Are you ready to ramp up and go through life in sixth gear? Learn the powerful tools of your unconscious mind, healing trauma, clearing anxiety in minutes rather than weeks, months, and years? Join our next Meet Your Unconscious Mind workshop so that you can start to learn the power that you already hold within and the tools to access it. Look for the link to register in the show notes.